Hey everybody, welcome back. Today is April 17th, 2018. Today we got the news of the death of Barbara Bush, former First Lady to George Herbert Walker Bush, also known as Bush Sr., Bush 41, the 41st President of the United States. So on this channel, if you're new here, I teach the language of Gematria, which is the ancient practice of coding numbers into words. And I use these four basic ciphers: the alphabetic order reversed, and then the two reduction methods. So normally, each letter is numbered 1 through 26 relative to its position in the alphabet. Well, in reduction, we add all the double-digit numbers together down to a single digit. This is also called Pythagorean gematria. Well, in this language of numbers and letters, the name Barbara Bush, using the alphabetic order, sums to 93, and using the reduction method, it sums to 39. And it just so happens that her husband, George Herbert Walker Bush, on this date today, is exactly 93 years and 309 days old. In numerology, zeros are ignored from the result of a number, so this 309 reflects a 39. Now, 93 and 39 are very significant numbers, particularly 93, as this is the ordinal gematria of the planet Saturn, revered as the keeper of time. And in various other forms of gematria, which we won't look too much into in this video, if at all, the word time has a double gematria value of 93. And 93 is a very significant number to Thelema, which is an ancient occult religion crafted by Aleister Crowley. And it's often said that Barbara Bush is Aleister Crowley's daughter, and if you look at pictures of the two side by side, I mean, it's impossible to say there's no resemblance. And, many people believe this is absolutely the case. Well, let's look at the numbers, and whether or not they're father-daughter, they're absolutely connected somehow through these numbers. Now, measuring from the date that Aleister Crowley was born to the date of Barbara Bush's death, he would have been exactly 52,052 days. Now, again, in various forms of gematria, the word death has double gematria of 52. Crowley's works were rooted in ancient mysticism and occult magic. A lot of this rooted in the Kabbalah. In the reverse reduction method, the word Kabbalah sums to 52. Now, the 52nd prime number is 239. And this is another significant number in this ritual. Crowley's most famous work is called The Book of the Law, 239, reverse ordinal. There's another very important book that shares this gematria, this time using the Jewish cipher, which is based on the original Latin alphabet and is structured similarly to the ancient Hebrew and Greek isopsephy charts. Well, in Jewish gematria, Torah sums to 239 using that method. And just to show you how this works, here's the date calculator. Aleister Crowley's birthday, 1875, to Barbara Bush's birthday, June 8th, 1925, or to her death, today. There are 52,052 days. And if you're measuring from just his last birthday, you get 187 days. And the Torah has 187 chapters in it. Now, as far as the number 239 and its relationship to the number 52, NWO equals 52. And NWO, this is the abbreviation for New World Order. And her husband, George, and also her son, George Jr., are heavily responsible for advancing the New World Order agenda into American politics. It was September 11th, 1990, 11 years to the day before the 9/11 attacks, when George Bush Sr. told Congress that it was time for some sort of New World Order. Now, using the alphabetic order, New World Order equals 174. And this is significant. Today's date, April 17th. In most parts of the world, they write this 17/4, just like the Gematria of New World Order. In another form of Gematria called English Extended, which is similar to the Jewish method, but uses the modern present-day English alphabet, the name George also sums to 174. Now, 174 is important for another reason. It's the gematria of number of the beast, alphabetic order 174. In the King James Version of the Bible, they list the number of the beast out. Instead of writing the numbers 666, it actually writes out 600 Now, using the alphabetic order, 600 sums to 313. And measuring from Barbara Bush's last birthday, her 92nd, to her death was exactly 313 days. Again, on the date 17/4, like number of the beast 174. Also, this appears to be an eclipse sacrifice. Now, on my channel, I mentioned how most ritual sacrifices are related to total solar eclipses. This appears to be the case here. Notice how Aleister Crowley would have been 142 years old at the time of her death. Eclipse sacrifice sums to 142 alphabetic order. Now, in this English extended method, 448 is the value of eclipse sacrifice. This is the same as devil. And think about it. We're talking about 666, the number of the beast. Devil also equals 52. Aleister Crowley would have been 52,052 days old. Well, anyway, if you multiply all the numbers in today's date numerology, 4 times 1 times 7 times 2, we skip the 0, of course, otherwise it'll always be 0, times 1 times 8, and you get 448. So today, with the date numerology matching eclipse sacrifice, and, think about it. The book of the law, like we saw, summing to 239 like Torah, and if you measure to the 2017 total solar eclipse to Barbara Bush's death, it's exactly 239 days, the 52nd prime number. Very, very well crafted. Now, what I also want to talk about is that we had this Southwest Airlines crash or incident where an engine exploded on board, and somehow this killed somebody on the plane, right? And this is a total hoax. It happened 33 days after Southwest's birthday. Southwest equals 33. It was 303 days after the date that they first commenced operations. Just a total fraud. Everything about this was a lie. Well, it turns out this was a tribute to George Herbert Walker Bush and him losing his wife. I mean, look at this. Southwest Flight 1380. In the language of Gematria, George H.W. Bush equals 138. Just like that 1380 right there. And if you don't believe that's strong enough of a connection, we got plenty more. This plane landed in Philadelphia. Philadelphia sums to 223. And interestingly enough, that video that was on this site, they show CNN, they show a news clip that begins at 12:23 p.m. There you see it right there, Philadelphia, 12:23 p.m. That's when they start the coverage. It's ridiculous. And in Frank Bacon's Gematria, which is a cipher that alternates capital letters and small letters, as seen down here, capital A, small a, numbered 1 through 52. And in this cipher, Houston equals 223, and that's where Barbara Bush died, Houston, Texas. And think about the 223, we had her husband and her son, George Jr., both members of Skull and Bones. They got the 322 on their logo, the inverse of 223. Also, today being April 17th, Worth pointing out, this is a good date for sacrifice rituals. April 17th is the 107th day of the year. In the reverse reduction method, ritual sacrifice sums to 107. Now this number reflects a 17 in numerology. Sacrifice also equals 170. Kill equals 17. In Jewish Gematria, kill equals 59, and today had full numerology, 4 plus 17 plus 20 plus 18 of 59. Finally, today's numerology also had 23 in it. Missed that on the post, but it's reduced numerology of 23 as seen right here. Death equals 23 in septenary. Murder equals the 23rd prime number using the reverse method, which is 83. In extended, murder equals 529, which is 23 squared. And in another form of gematria called septenary, death equals 23. And in single reduction, where the S, the 19th letter, only reduced once, 1 plus 9 equals 10. And in this method, Bush equals 23, dying on a date with 23 numerology. So there you have it. All these celebrities, actors, politicians, athletes, everybody seemingly dying by the code. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. God bless and have a good one.